Hi, in this video I'm going to show you 5 different ways that you can either reboot or shut down your system. One thing that you do need to bear in mind when you use shutdown commands or reboot commands is that the information that is in the cache on your hard drive needs to be written to the other parts of your hard drive sometimes. There may be crucial data in that cache that if it does not get written to the other parts of your hard drive, it may cause your system to completely malfunction when you try to restart your machine. And you may have to go through some elaborate fixes, and you may not be able to fix it at all. So you should use extreme care and caution if you use some of the more advanced types of rebooting the system. Okay, first off, I'm going to show you the man page for reboot. Okay, in here there are 3 commands that you can that you can use to correctly shut down your system. One is the reboot. You can also use halt. You can also use power off. Okay, there are options that do go with these, but I caution you on some of these options. For instance, this one, do not call sync. Okay, that could cause some real serious problems if you use it. Okay, if you just use the reboot by itself, or the halt by itself, or the power off by itself, it will sync and you will get the data written from your cache into the hard drive, and things will be good. These are perfectly fine options to use. Now, on the Fedora 11 system that I have put together here, you can call these as a user and shut down your system. Configurations may vary, and different distributions may vary on what they offer you as far as commands are concerned. Some of these are pretty uniform across all distributions. Okay, so I'm not going to run these commands, the reboot, the halt, or the power off, because then you'll have to wait around for my system to reboot and it'll cut the video off. But anyway, the point is, all you have to do is type reboot, press enter, boom, it'll reboot your system. Or type halt, enter, it'll shut down your system. Or power off, and then enter, and it'll shut down your system. Okay, I'm going to get out of the man page here, and I'm going to show you another one, but the next 2 commands, they need to be used as root. So you have to log in as root. Okay. Okay, now the first command is the shutdown command. Okay, now the shutdown command has a lot of options, and I'm going to show you an example of how this is used. First off, notice there are different options that you can say shut down now, for instance, and it'll shut the system down immediately. It'll take the whole system right down. Okay, you can also say a particular time. You can say 5 minutes, for instance, or you could say at a particular hour and a particular minute that you want your system to shut down. Along with that, you can also supply a message to any other users that are on your system. Because remember, Linux was originally created and still is a multi-user system. So this will also send messages to all the users to be aware that the system is going to be going down at a certain time or within a certain time. So I'm going to go ahead and queue out of here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you this, shut down. And I'm going to say 5, and that'll be 5 minutes. Okay, so it'll shut down in 5 minutes. Then I'm going to put out a message to the users, and I'm going to say please close your applications before shutdown. Okay, there. Now I'll issue it. I'll press enter. Notice this is what gets broadcast to all your different users that are hooked up to your machine. First off, when you do the shutdown 5, it's going to tell everybody the system is going down for maintenance in 5 minutes. Okay, now here's your message that you sent out. Please close your applications before shutdown. Now you can cancel this. If you're on, for instance, you're a user as I am right now, I could go Control C and that will immediately cancel this. But if you don't have access to this anymore, if you put it into the background, for instance, the shutdown command, you can use the shutdown -C option. Okay, and the shutdown -C option will go and find that shutdown command that you issued, and it'll cancel it. Okay, so that's another way to shut your system down. The third way is one you should use care and caution with, another one that you should definitely use care and caution with, and that is the tell init command. Now I'm going to pull up the man page for it. Okay, and it's going to show you that there are different run levels. Now this is a nice command for a system administrator who may be on a server. You may want to go to run level 3, for instance. Run level 3 is text mode. That'll shut down all your X Windows servers and all of your GUI systems and leave it in the plain text mode. But be careful using this tell init, because it may give you unexpected results depending on how you entered into the system in the first place. Okay, so be careful and cautious. Also, tell init 6 will reboot your system. Okay, so it'll cause a reboot. So tell init space 6. Tell init 0 will halt the system, so that'll take it right down. 6, okay, will reboot, but 0 will halt. Now one other one, tell init 1. This is where you need to use care and caution with your Linux machines, and I'm going to give you a security tip. Because your machines, if you don't lock them into a locked room, you're basically providing access to these machines, and if someone can get in, or even if they can get in through some other means like SSH or telnetting, they can issue commands like they could issue commands like the tell init 0 or tell init 6, and that can cause your system problems. The same with the tell init 3. Of course, they have to gain root permission in this particular case. If you've got a wheel going, that they might be able to get in that way too. One thing about this system, if you were to actually take this system down to single user mode, okay, and that's using a 1, you actually have full administrator rights when you do that. You become administrator when you go into single user mode. So be very aware and cautious. An individual could go to your machine and shut it down, and there are disks out there that can be made that they could slip a disk in there and boot your system up into single user mode, or even CDs that they can boot your system into single user mode, and then they've got full administrator rights. So again, it depends on the distribution, but I want you to be very aware of this problem out there and guard against it. You know, it can be a real serious issue for security. Anyway, this is another one. This is one that's more advanced. I would say stay away with it unless you have got a lot of experience with it. Okay, but those are the different ways that you can reboot your system, or you can shut it down. Okay.